Hello everyone, Starkiller here, and this is Her Lie I Tried to Believe. It's a free game that I ended up finding on Steam yesterday, so it's time to try it out. I wonder why I didn't notice at the time the meaning behind all of this. Now that I understand it, I can declare with certainty that my life would have been completely different had I seen through it soon. Was I too insensitive? Or maybe I simply wished I didn't really understand. No matter. Maybe you will see the truth where I couldn't.
Oh my god.
Don't you just love the artwork? It all started in elementary school. Not middle school nor high school, but elementary school, where all rivalries first begin.
Depends on the country you live in, really.
True. It's always about a girl, isn't it? Couldn't have been a rivalry between boys. No, it needed to be a girl. This time. Well,
Why are you being dramatic?
because
That wasn't worthy of its own thing. I'm gonna be as critical to this as I can.
critical to me just reading off some text and possibly making some remarks to it.
There's gonna be some critique to this piece.
No, there's no predetermined time to mark when exactly this happened. It just kind of turned out this way, I guess.
I like how you had to add, I guess.
No, that's actually in the text.
I
It's
know.
right at the end of this sentence.
I know. I see it. That's why I said, I like how he just adds, I guess, at the end of it.
The moment I laid my eyes upon her, I knew I would hate her.
Okay, that wasn't necessary. So far, none of that has ever been necessary. Okay, no, nah, I'm not feeling it.
This is way too close.
I'm not feeling that. Nah.
Her hair was very long, boyish. Was not very long. Probably a good way to define it. But again, this wasn't much of a surprise during that time. Her strength must have been similar to mine. Her features resembled most of the girls. She wasn't special, that's for sure. But brown eyes, black hair, cute little girls. Stopped at that. Just that. Yet, there was one thing. Only one simple thing that separated her from the rest of the girls. Of those pure girls.
She was better than me.
Her eyes. I just noticed how they were like angry eyes. They weren't. It didn't get like real close, but they were angry. Not talking about twinkles or anything of that sort. Something darker. Something that doesn't belong to a kid. But she hid it, or at least tried to. It worked with most people, but not with me.
You know, I just realized something. This is like Dr. Loomis describing Michael Myers. I'm getting that vibe right now.
If she saw the same thing in my eyes, maybe that's why I felt so much contempt toward her.
I just want you to know when we get to the walking her back home, we're totally gonna need to play the Michael Myers theme. Do 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 do.
Well, this is chapter 1. That happens, I believe, in like chapter 2, late chapter 2.
Yeah.
The fact that we were rivals.
Fucking
You see,
childish.
why didn't she let him win at running? This all could have been avoided if she just let him beat him at running.
Like, none of this makes any sense. This is all unnecessary.
To be beaten by a girl. It wasn't that she had a talent or running or whatever. It was simply that I was mediocre. And it would have probably been alright with me if it weren't for that smile. That smile. Always teasing me. So brightly so. That should have been a real clue right there.
Yeah, teasing.
Teasing in elementary school.
I think she likes you.
You probably realize that before things start going bad.
Although I feel like it's kind of weird that an elementary school girl would want to be raped. That's really weird.
Look, that happens like later on. And we're not even sure if that's true here. I'm only in chapter 4 of all this.
What's happening?
Well, I'm glad of you to join us.
Jared, you need to run while you still can, alright? You don't get involved in this. Go back to sleep.
I was never sleeping. I've gone through enough emotional pain with relationships to know that I'm not going to pay attention to that.
Better luck next time, Tim.
Not going to pay attention to that.
Man, looking at the name Tim, that is really basic. I'm not gonna lie.
It's the most generic name you can think of.
Are you kidding me? Napoleon's only at 26% or 60%.
I was just an average guy.
Oh, by the way, Jared, I formed the Kingdom of Ireland.
Oh, good.
I'm only
better than I was.
I'm only 3 provinces away from completely unifying it.
It was simply a game. Something to put a smile on her face, or to feel proud about seeing me fail and look so irritated by the fact that she might have thought I was also amusing myself somehow.
She's just playing hard to get. Why don't you understand that, you hateful man?
It was only when the winter came that she understood the depth of my feelings. Hey, there's snow. Playing King of the Hill on a snow mountain. A couple of other kids. I said we, but we weren't friends or really even acquainted with one another. We knew each other's names, and that was that.
Way to just generalize elementary school to like a workplace. This guy is like the definition of hatred.
That was kind of the thing with me during elementary school. I just saw everybody as another person.
This is me. So this was me from 3rd grade to 7th grade.
You just know everybody's names, and that's that. You don't
I
really
knew
need to
everyone's
know
names.
their other
I'm not gonna lie.
Okay,
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even know everybody's names.
Yeah, neither did I. I would
Dude,
learn
I know
people's
every
names that I needed to know.
Brown, I know every single kid's name in my grade from freaking day 1, and I still do. Except all the new kids, because I don't care about that.
You're trying too hard.
But what I
just
saw,
know because I've been in classes and all them. I know traits about them. I know which ones are annoying. I know which ones are okay people, and I know which ones are my friends. The friends number is very small.
when I
There's
saw
some
that
people
girl climb to the
who
top
I
of the
tried to
mountain.
befriend, and I end up beating myself up over it. You know.
And try to
There's
take
the
this fleeting achievement from me. I kind of
There's only
snapped.
the one that ever listened to me, and now I'm losing that one.
He snapped because she beat him in being king of the hill, really.
Yes.
That's what caused him to snap.
Dude, to make me snap, I'd have to go through something incredible. And if I snapped, I don't know how I would get off it.
And she didn't, because I grabbed her with all my strength and threw her to the bottom of the mountain, directly on the hard ground.
Okay, no, that's rude. You don't do that to a girl.
It must have hurt. It must have hurt real bad when my thoughts weren't there.
You don't hurt women, but you grab Goops by the neck and pull him up and tell him, and then you scream in there, and then you freaking look at him dead in the eye. And tell him not to mess with you.
No, that second line is unneeded.
By the line that by the idea that I protected what was mine, that I finally beat her at something.
That kid's British, isn't it?
Well, it's elementary school, so I'm assuming this may as well be America.
I mean, this could be anywhere, really.
Well, I know in the UK their grading system is different.
Are their schools segregated from male to female?
I don't know anything about that. I just know that they don't have elementary, middle, and high schools. They just have like.
I don't think any country with basketball has that kind of schooling system. I'm mainly saying that because you can see a basketball hoop right here.
Yeah.
You know what? I've never heard a British person rap. I need to look that up now.
A British person walk?
Rap.
Oh,
Yeah,
rap?
I've never heard a Brit rap before in my life.
I mean, you saw a regular
Dan
show.
Bull.
KSI doesn't count.
Dan Bull.
He just said Dan Bull.
He's
Even I know
British and
that.
he's a rapper.
Fine. I'm actually curious to see how it sounds.
Alright, we'll continue off our nice story then. Well, nice isn't the best word for this. I finally understood that I did something that I shouldn't have done. Their glares told me so. Yet I didn't feel bad. I mean, this girl had been tormenting me way more than this. But they didn't know. How could they know? Finally, the girl, Cassandra.
Well, that's her name?
Yep.
Why she get multiple letters, yet this guy only gets 3?
She has a better name than our main character, which kind of annoys me. Got up painfully from the ground. She didn't cry. She didn't even try to stir up compassion for those around her. She simply looked at me. Looked at me with those eyes. That's when I knew she finally understood how I feel. When I knew she finally started hating me.
I don't see a difference in American. I don't.
She became serious. That rivalry I thought we had was nothing more than a normality for her. So, by seriously trying to beat me at everything, she became one of the best students in our class. I could say some stupid shit like I wanted her to become this way because I knew she was faking to be someone else, but that's obviously not the case. The only reason I had in wanting to crush her was because of simply juvenile and immature ones at best. I didn't think she was fake before by any stretch of the imagination. She had much potential, sure. I also wanted to become better because of that fact.
Okay, the jihad for Sicily failed.
Her smile changed too. It was cold and dead. Didn't feel bad about it though. She stopped saying her usual line when beating me.
Are you even trying?
Instead, she would say something like, "Are you even trying?"
Brown, please stop. No, don't add voices. Don't add voices to this. Don't. No. It's bad enough that I'm inducing myself to this. Just don't do that.
And she would say it as often as she could. It was no longer simply when we were running against each other. It was also during our academic reports and even during luck-influenced games. Why would you say that during a luck-influenced game?
Like, spin the bottle. Are you even trying?
I mean, that was slightly more skill-based, but it also has a bit to do with luck. My elementary school life ended with an extremely bitter aftertaste. I became the laughingstock of my class. and somehow helped Cassandra become even better than she already was.
What if this turns into freaking date rape?
Oh yeah, you weren't here for that.
Yeah, you weren't. It almost did.
Oh really?
It almost did.
Yeah, I got to chapter 4 before I wanted to show Reiner this. The game ended up basically crashing, and I forgot to save at all during all of this, so yeah. Middle school brought some changes with it as well. Well, not right away. The second part of the first year, for sure. I became taller. Or maybe...
That's life, kid.
Wait, how could someone else become smaller?
I don't know.
I could hardly believe it. Yet it was something anyone could have predicted, me becoming taller than her.
Well, I mean, a guy it usually generally becomes taller than the girl. I mean, it's all genetics, really.
A lot of basketball hoops in this opening sequence.
This school system relies a lot on, like, sports stuff.
Her hair was now longer. I'm just gonna read the last line. Even I could see how beautiful she was becoming, yet I was still repulsed by her. I'm not gonna bother trying to read that because I don't think I can read it without...
That's creep level.
Yeah. I became taller, gained some mass along the way. So is he just saying he got fatter?
Why does he need to mention this? I don't care how fat he is.
Again, I was pretty much an average guy.
Yeah, average looks, but just not so average emotions, you hateful prick.
And that paid off. Or maybe it was a direct result of those apparent changes. But in any case, I started to have an upper hand on her.
I can tell you're getting a laugh at my reactions to this.
Yeah. At least during PE and other physical competitions, I was no longer chasing her. She was now chasing me.
Yeah, the girl struggling to keep up with the guy. How shocking.
Maybe she likes you. Killer.
Can you at least show a bit of determination? That was my line.
Oh my god, you're trying too hard. You can tell.
That was what a joke, really. I couldn't even think of anything clever to say, so I just stole her line and made it my own. And I wouldn't stop at that.
Or you should though. You should really stop. It's time to stop.
Hey. So I decided to start playing basketball to build up stamina. Basketball, back at it again.
The school really advertises their basketball team, so I figured, why not?
I became somewhat popular. I don't think I was really good. My whole team was just that bad. That's all. And anyway, popularity didn't interest me. My eyes were still locked on her all this time. Sure, I played the card of the cool kid, faking to enjoy everyone's eyes on me, but it was just another way to get back at her. Cassandra. That name just makes me shudder.
Look, stop being so freaking Shakespearean.
If I was gonna go Shakespearean on this, I would take it up a whole nother level.
No, I'm talking like the actual character. He's just being a twat.
She was popular in elementary school, but now she was kind of distant, solitary. Then, look at me, and acknowledge my existence.
Notice me, senpai.
It was how I fought, but every time I looked her way, she never looked at mine. She had lost all interest in our rivalry. It was only natural. I mean, she no longer had any chance when it comes to our physical performances. So I decided it was time to change gears. If I wanted to take everything away from her, I would need to build up not only my body, but my mind, too.
And this is escalate. Okay. No.
Wait, what?
No.
Wait,
She
Man,
is
it's
ignoring me like that. I'll show you just how much you made me suffer.
wait, read the text over because you cut out and I can't see it.
No.
Okay. Here are the exact words. That bitch is ignoring me like that. I'll show you how much you made me suffer.
Oh no. No more. Back to music.
It took me a long time to better my academic results. A long time indeed. It was all but natural to me, so in the end, I had no other choice but to drop basketball team in order to focus on my studies. He broke the basketball loop. He was able to escape. Good on him.
Now for football. The American one.
The 2 years of middle school ended. Wait, what? You only had 2 years of middle school?
It must be a different school system. Must have been back when 6th grade was in elementary.
Possibly. But she was still always one step in front of me. One day to the next, she would stop teasing me, or even look proud about what she's accomplished. The glimpse of darkness that I once saw in her eyes was now the only thing persisting to be seen from her features.
Features. Quote.
He definitely does not see her as human at this point.
Which, by the way, again, is completely just unnecessary and stupid, really.
High school finally came, but luck was not on my side this time. We no longer had any class in common. That's a good thing. Look, I wonder why I looked at it this way. Probably because tormenting her gave me so much satisfaction. Good thing you didn't have classes with her. I mean, just her being around hurts you.
Yeah, her being around you gives you so much hatred that I'm worried you probably would stab someone in the neck.
It didn't matter, though I could still compete with her in the midterm exams and
okay,
the like.
When you compete with someone through the midterm, then you've hit a low.
You've hit rock bottom. All I need to do is keep on studying.
At that point, you're the weirdo.
My popularity had degraded almost to the point of being called non-existent. Yet, there were still girls that confessed to me from time to time.
Okay, just shut the hell up with that shit.
Every time I would turn them down, though. If I had time messing around with girls, I probably had time to study even longer than I already was. Why? At least that's how I tried to keep myself focused. So you understand, I felt pretty stupid when I saw her with a boy. Until then, she didn't seem to show any interest in the opposite sex. I wonder why it changed now of all times.
What, you think she was, like, non-sexual?
Wait, what?
No wonder she would be popular with boys, but with how long I've been watching her, I couldn't think of it in other ways than why now of all times.
She's a chick in what was this? Is this high school?
Yes.
Yeah, high school's the time. Is the time when that stuff happens.
I was mad. I was disappointed. I felt humiliated. She's basically his obsession.
You are the male yandere.
So does that mean she doesn't need to study it as much as I do to beat me? Is this what she's trying to say?
You know what's funny, Jared?
This is a Myers level buildup of stalking.
Yeah, I know, like, Jared, like earlier when at the elementary school description, it was like, his description of her was like him as Dr. Loomis describing her as Michael Myers, but really, this guy is Michael.
This made me put even more effort on my studies. There's no way it's going to end up the way you want it to be this time. I was sure I would crush her during our next midterms. You can imagine my surprise when I actually did. The grades of the top 50 were displayed. Normally she would be in the top 5 and I would be in the top 10, but this time around, it was reversed. Dun dun dun! How could this be? I was angry.
How could this be?
I should have been happy, but I wasn't. How could I be? This wasn't supposed to... There's too large of a margin between the two of us.
Hold on, what's happening here?
He ended up in the top 5 and she was in the top 10, but normally it's the other way around where he's in the top 10 and she's in the top 5. So he's angry that she wasn't in the top 5 alongside him.
Even when he wins, he's an angry little bitch.
Yes.
Like, your parents should have given you a teddy bear when you were younger. Because you need a hug.
There's too large a margin between the two of us. That's impossible.
It's like she's not even trying anymore.
I remember that right then and there. I looked around me really pissed off. That's when our eyes met.
It's like, how dare you fail and I succeed?
The first time in a year and a half, our eyes meet with each other. While mine were extremely cold, hers were as passionate as ever. As if she never changed during all those years, she even smiled at me, disgustingly so. I walked in her direction, unable to keep my cool.
Please stop. No, I'm not looking at that. I'm not looking at that. No, don't even read that. I don't want to hear that conversation.
What's wrong with you? I worked out as if there was intimacy in our relationship, when in reality it was the first time we spoke since middle school.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear any of that. Jeez.
Oh, excuse me? She said to me, trying to look clueless as the reason for my forceful approach. What a great actress she is. As if she doesn't know the reason for me to be all worked up. She doesn't even recognize who you are anymore. Is this jealousy I hear? Eh? She's doing this on
purpose. I can't tell who deserves getting stabbed more, the kid or her.
Now you're being vulgar for no reason. You are
more dense than the narrator.
You are no, stop it, no. Stop it.
Others talking around us as though I'm about to hit her or something. They seem almost scared of what I might do. Yet she doesn't look scared at all. She reciprocates my stare and waits for my words. What is with this grade? Are you not taking it seriously anymore now that you have a boyfriend? Is that it? My grade.
Are you connecting like what dots are you connecting? What constellations?
So you came to talk to me just because of my grade?
Exactly. This is how I would respond.
Her eyes became stern, and an inoffensive smile on her face had disappeared.
Oh, she's upset that he's not talking with her just because of the fact that she has a boyfriend. She's upset that he's talking to her about the grade.
Yep.
Back to music.
Why is she changing all of a sudden? This shouldn't happen.
This is so stupid. This is so stupid.
Why you ask? I don't know. It just ended up that way. That's all. Don't give me that shit. I know you. You know what? She pushed me upon hearing my words.
It hurts. This hurts me physically.
You know nothing, Tim. You know nothing.
You know nothing about what I am.
Whatever, you better get your act together next time, or else Else what?
What are you gonna do? Beat her like an abusive husband?
Oh, here's the best character of all. Man has entered the scene.
Oh, right. Yeah, I think he forgot about the boyfriend that was right next to her.
The guy closed up on us, put his hand on my shoulder, in a warning kind of fashion. Is this guy troubling you, Cass?
Listen, if I was the man in this situation, I would have broke that guy's jaw and killed him. I probably could too.
I would have put him down, to be honest, because he's just being really non-negotiable here.
I shook his hand off me and walked away without looking back. I'll show you next time who's the best between the both of us.
If I were them, I would have Spartan kicked you as you were walking away.
It's
you
like,
better prepare yourself. I think she said something back to me, but I didn't hear it. I was too extremely frustrated by her attitude to hear or see anything around me. People probably looked at me the wrong way.
Her attitude.
Yeah, I just got something in the chat that just described it.
Her attitude. Her attitude.
Brown, look what I've stuck in the chat.
As if everything I've been doing has no value. As if I was the only one seeing ourselves as rivals.
You just need to calm down.
But this should be okay now. By confronting her like that, I gave her a little push. That's all she needs.
Just hug a cactus or something. I am emotionally distressed for this man. He needs help.
I'll show her. Just you wait, Cassandra.
He's like that drunk friend that you have.
I can't tell if her name is Cassandra or Lori at this rate.
Cassandra Strode.
How stupid I was, not understanding that the person I thought I hated the most was also the one I needed the most. This is what we call irony.
Also, stupidity. And its finest.
And obsessionism.
I studied the past 3 years on a multitude of subjects. Yet I was so extremely clueless to the most natural things surrounding my life.
Like how you're obsessed just because she was better at you in elementary school? Better than you?
It was only at the next exam week I finally realized the obvious flaw in my way of perceiving the world.
You're a fucking idiot.
I was so sure of myself. Oh, for there I was. There was nothing else occupying my mind during those weeks of self-studying in cram school. I'll beat her fair and square. The last time wasn't a fair fight. She purposely neglected her studies for something as stupid as love. But now it will be different.
This guy is literally Hitler. This guy is literally Hitler.
It's like his first Jewish lover.
He got beat by a girl in what I can assume is art school or something like that.
He didn't get accepted in art school. That's why he became a Nazi.
It's probably because of my obsession in my studies that I had yet to notice something so important, something I shouldn't have missed. In front of me was a piece of paper which numbered the best students. I was searching frantically like a madman for something that was definitely supposed to be there. Not there, not there, not even there. I'm not gonna read that line. That's impossible. She must have changed her name or something. This can't be happening. But no matter how many times I looked at it, I was forced to conclude the same thing over and over again.
Right. She dropped out.
Here. She's not in the top 50. I thought maybe, ridiculously enough, she had skipped the year somehow. Even though we were in the middle of the semester. But she wasn't top of the third years either. How could that be?
She dropped out.
I went directly to the ones in charge of the stupid list. They had made a mistake, useless as they were.
Oh my god, this guy is Hitler. He's talking like Hitler.
That's where I heard something preposterous. So ridiculous. I had no other choice but to snap back at them and insult the lots of them.
How is this guy not in prison?
They told me with the most serious tone that she had quit school a month and a half ago. How do you not notice this for a month and a half? I get that you don't have the same class, but with this kind of rivalry, you should notice where they are.
Yeah, she should have her phone. He should have her phone wiretapped with this obsession.
So I was so uselessly, obsessively, foolishly trying the best that I could to surpass this girl that I thought was my equal. She was messing around, probably with boys or whatever, didn't even think of me as worth the efforts. She probably thought she could already have everything in life since she was so good. And left me here like a fool, lingering with this feeling inside of my throat that just doesn't want to disappear. I've been cleaning this up quite a bit.
I know. He's just really, really stupid.
I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to believe it. But it was the truth nonetheless. I was just too blind to see it coming. That was all.
You're too blind to see a lot of things, really.
She won. Even when I was sure of winning. This hopeless feeling.
No,
so
there was no winning. You're drunk.
She was no longer someone I could go head-to-head with since she had already given up entirely. I asked for the reason of her departure. They told me it was a personal matter, probably something to do with her family or whatever. But I knew it wasn't. It was probably her way of getting back at me. She ended up quitting to make sure it never happens. You could never truly beat her now. But then I had a revelation. What if I decided to wait for her another year? That'd be a great idea. I just need to purposely fail and then...
No. Shut up. You're drunk.
But then I realized I'd topped number 2 in my last academic results. And I was pretty much sure of passing.
Have you tried stabbing your teacher? I'm pretty sure you'd go through with that.
This was over. I'd lost the one thing that kept me going. For a time, I seriously wondered what I was going to do with my life now that I lost all interest. But eventually, it didn't matter all that much. Since I had done this for a good part of my youth, I couldn't easily stop.
Well...
So I continued studying the best I could.
Where the fuck is his parents?
I don't know. I don't think they're ever in it.
He probably murdered his parents, yeah.
When he finds Cassandra again, I'm gonna put the Halloween 2 theme in.
High school came to an end extremely quickly.
It's a dead part 2!
The last day of school, I looked around me and saw a lot of students happily chatting together, probably feeling proud about themselves. Some had boyfriends and girlfriends at their side, arms around them, as though the world no longer had any secret to them.
How foolish.
I was the best of my class, one of the best of the school, and yet I knew nothing. I felt hollow. I was already going to the top university. Yeah. I could see my future without anyone telling me. Yet I had lost something by becoming who I am. I know this. But since I'm not one of them, I don't know what that is.